Hi, guys. Welcome back. All right. So here we go. Scorpios. Let's get into this. We're going to ask about the person on Scorpio's mind. And Scorpio, I'm having a real hard time picking the deck. We're probably going to do something I didn't do with anybody else and do three decks just for this first person's perspective. We got the Inspiration of Cups. We have the Ace of Swords. Oh, can I come back and apologize? Please, 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 can I come back and apologize? My guides are telling me I need to come back and apologize. I want to come back and apologize. Please, please, please. Okay, that's message one. What else? Tell me more about this person. Where are they at? We have got a Knight of Wands sideways. This is very disjointed because this is a surrealism deck. And I have to cover some of it because although I don't think it's vulgar in any way, it's artistic, but I have to be delicate. So we have somebody who obviously has a lot of passion. They think a lot of lusty thoughts about Scorpio. Hey, divinely guided. We have the Queen of Swords upright. We have the Two of Swords. We have the Five of Swords. Okay, so they are, yes, they want to say sorry. Okay, we're not going to detract from that. But I will say, one of the motives for wanting to say sorry is like they are very passionate and very lusty as far as things go with Scorpio. They also, though, could be arguing just a little bit. I don't know if there was some kind of back and forth. Scorpio said they wanted me. They said they didn't. They said they wanted me. They said they didn't. I thought we were broken up. Then maybe I did pursue something with somebody else, but it's because I thought Scorpio didn't want me. They blocked me. They turned their back on me. Scorpio hurt me too. It does feel like this is somebody that is arguing. I always wanted to be with Scorpio, but then Scorpio said that they didn't want me, and then they changed their mind, and then they didn't, and then they changed their mind, and they didn't. And, that really hurt me. And so even though I want to say sorry, how long was I supposed to wait, and watch and wonder if Scorpio would let me talk to them again? It almost feels like somebody who is really sorry because they always wanted to be with Scorpio, but I think that they may come across as if they had been inconsistent as a romantic partner. And maybe that was true. Half of them is trying to argue it wasn't all their fault. We have Ace of Swords, we have Two of Swords. They still want to wave the white flag. They want to say sorry. They also want to say it's not 100% my fault. Scorpio has to take some accountability, but they are beginning by, I want to say sorry, and then I also want to argue it's not all my fault and you hurt me too, and then also I don't want to fight, but you did block me and it hurt me. And hang on, I'm gonna get one last deck. No wonder I needed so many decks for this person. No wonder I was struggling with what to say, or which deck to pick, because this person's struggling with what to say. Five of Pentacles and the Empath. Okay, they are having a freaking miserable time. They've got egg on their face because they admittedly did stuff that, especially if they went off and started, trying a relationship with somebody else, when in truth they wanted to be with Scorpio, but Scorpio wouldn't talk to them for a period of time. Part of them knows darn well, with the egg on their face on this Five of Pentacles, they know they're the ones sitting here missing Scorpio. So what has happened is still, first and foremost, this is their fault because they're the ones suffering at the moment. I think that they're trying to kind of tell themselves that it wasn't only them that messed up, or give themselves a little bit of a, if Scorpio hadn't pushed me away, I wouldn't have maybe considered going to somebody else. I'm not really sure if they did that exactly, but it certainly seems like they did something they don't think Scorpio will forgive them for. And my question would be, how come, if you really wanted to be with Scorpio and there was a problem, how come you didn't try to work things out with Scorpio instead of saying, well, they said they don't want to talk to me right now, so I guess I'll just go get with somebody else, if that is the case. Look, I actually think that this person does not handle emotions very well. They get overloaded and overwhelmed. If somebody's mad at them, they might, and I don't know if this will make any sense with what I'm about to say. Look, I am not condoning this or supporting this or anything like that, so please bear this in mind, but I'm at the mercy of the cards that come out. If they felt Scorpio was mad at them, purely for the sake of having somebody that wasn't mad at them, they might have started talking to somebody else because this person like was so rattled and they needed somebody to like calm their nerves by talking to somebody else, even though right now they're like, and what a freaking idiotic thing to do. Let's go over to Scorpio and let's see what we got there, because this is kind of a hot mess. Let's go with this deck for Scorpio. Where's Scorpio at in regards to this? King of Cups, and Scorpio is, this is, not even just a King of Cups. This is Poseidon, god of the sea. And actually, Scorpio looks very peaceful right now. Keep in mind, just because, Poseidon, Neptune, god of the sea, with his trident is, peacefully resting, in this, like Monet's lily pad painting. Poseidon rules the oceans and all bodies of water, and the ocean can become rough and, ruckus, or we can talk about things like a little pond where there's lily pads and everything is peaceful. Right now, Scorpio is very peaceful. Peaceful even about this, almost like they like the decisions they've made. But if you think Scorpio can't throw down and protect themselves, you got another thing coming. This says, I kind of think the reason Scorpio is content is because Scorpio is like, I don't think about them. I don't need to know about them. I blocked them out of my life some time ago. I cut myself free of this. They can be as stuck as they want on me. In fact, cool. Glad they're stuck on me. Doesn't hurt me any to know that they're stuck on me. I'm not losing sleep over this. I cut myself free of this, and I am very content since I did this. Okay, so Scorpio doesn't really think of this person, except to say, I'm really glad I cut myself free. Eight of Wands, King of Pentacles. I see Scorpio saying, no, I'm actually, somebody else holds me all night long. And it's a King of Pentacles. I've met somebody else. They feed me slices of apples. They're very lusty. I've been having a good old time. And this is like somebody holds me in their arms and talks to me at night, or I talk to them on the phone or something, and it's their voice rocking me to sleep. I do not see Scorpio holding out space or even thoughts for this person who is so hung up on Scorpio. However, this storyline, I did say the person on Scorpio's mind. So let me just ask this. Why would they even cross Scorpio's mind at all when we have Scorpio being like, I'm happy without them? Hanged Man in the reverse, Seven of Cups. This is more like they're, tapping on Scorpio's energetic window in the dark of night. Scorpio's like, I don't know why they're coming up to my mind. Possibly in the nighttime. It's like, I don't know why they come to my mind late at night. Boy, the moon was gorgeous last night. I don't know if anybody saw it. It's because after this time period, because I'm thinking now that this might have been somebody from quite some time ago. Even if we go back to them for a second, we say the very first card was the Ace of Swords, but this is, birds are migratory, but birds come back, every 6 months, right? When the weather flips, they winter down there, I'm in the Northern Hemisphere. So, our birds go south for the winter. So I'm wondering if this is at least 6 months ago. And it's like, I know Scorpio cut me out of their life. I know this happened some time ago, and Scorpio's over here going, this was a long time ago. I don't know why they're popping up in my head, especially at night. I have no idea. There's like, I don't consider myself connected to them. I'm kind of confused as to why they popped into my brain. It's been a long time. So what is it that now there's no more delays and this person is front and center in my mind? I didn't ask for this. I think because that full moon, which is both illuminating and also sometimes hiding things, but it's also about subconscious and emotions. And you notice that it's kind of centered right here in our wolf's, kind of like bend to their nose, almost like leading to that third eye. I think Scorpio does know why this person has come into their mind if they really ask themselves that question. But let's see. Four of Wands. There is something about balancing things out. It could be that that person is sensing that Scorpio has grown beyond them and is engaging with a new person. And I don't know, Scorpio could be falling in love with that King of Pentacles. Scorpio could be dating somebody new who could end up becoming the person that they'll marry. And it's because of this, sometimes when we grow beyond something, it's like another person feels us leaving them behind, or a certain amount of time has elapsed and a lot of things have changed both in us and also in them. They've grown, they've changed. It could also be that this person is realizing Scorpio is the one that I wanted to spend forever with. And I botched it somewhere a long time ago. And yet Scorpio, there's some song trying to come into my head right now. It's Timmy T, One More Try is in my head, but that's not what the first song was. I can't think of what it is. It was something about like, oh, it's gonna drive me nuts that I can't get it. But I got to stop thinking directly at it. I was saying something along the lines of, they messed this up a long time ago, but this is now it's so clear. Like Scorpio is the one that they want. The crux of the song is something along the lines of that. Like, if I hadn't blown the whole thing years ago, I might not be alone. Is it Gin Blossoms? Tomorrow we could travel around this town. Yeah, hey, jealousy, right? I maybe I'm blurring things because I'm jumping all over in the lyrics, but I'm gonna say it's Gin Blossoms, hey, jealousy. If I hadn't blown the whole thing years ago, I might be here with you. Tomorrow we could travel around this town, let the cops chase us around. But yeah, I think that's the song. Knight of Pentacles. Here they are again in front of the tree of life. So the real reason that that they're factoring in to Scorpio's mindset has something to do with the tree of life. It has to do with the road not taken because somebody wasn't mature enough. It has to do with slow growth. This person is only just now maybe maturing. So this is somebody who botched stuff, because I do think that they essentially ended up a cheat. Because instead of when they had a conflict or a problem with Scorpio, I think that they went off to go be with somebody else. And that was where Scorpio was like, and I'm done. The reason we were probably on again, off again is because there was a lack of maturity. But then their response to Scorpio saying, if you're not going to be in a mature relationship and, do something mature with me, then I don't want to be with you. Of course, we wouldn't expect somebody who's already not mature enough to then have a mature response to that. So I think that their reaction was, I'm going to go out and get with somebody else who'll make me feel less sad that Scorpio's mad at me. Even here with that metronome and the, waiting, this is the, keeping a tempo or the tick-tock of time. And we have like the universe's hand up here is shaped like a snail. I feel like this person wants to say, see, Scorpio, you and me, we both had scars. But what I really think this boils down to is, I think this person was not very mature and they weren't behaving in mature ways. And if Scorpio was irritated with that and was like, look, this isn't going to work if this is how things are, their response was a further immature reaction of, let me go find somebody else who tells me I'm great because I'm so upset that Scorpio's upset with me. So one immature or lack of growth results in a reaction that is also showing immaturity and lack of growth. But even here, it still seems like there's some lack of growth because they still keep wanting to say, well, it was Scorpio's fault too. You shouldn't have, told me that I can't be around you. You shouldn't have been upset with me. I kind of think this person still has a lot of growing up to do. It feels like they're still dodging accountability and still wanting to like, I know I did this and I'm sorry because I really want you, but you did this to me too. And I'm not saying Scorpio was oh so perfect. Maybe Scorpio had too high of expectations or something, but we also still see this is all about somebody whose growth pattern has been very slow, and maybe they're just now getting to the point of even being able to apologize. So that's the reason they're showing up in Scorpio's like mindset at all. It's because this person has come to some conclusions. I would still argue I don't see them as a person that is like ready to be in Scorpio's life, nor do I think that Scorpio wants them in their life. Scorpio looked very happy and is going to be having some good loving with the King of Pentacles. And here's Scorpio showing up as a Queen of Pentacles. I think Scorpio is now looking at this person as a page, which is like, I think Scorpio is going to absolve this person of hurts and pains. Like, listen, I'm not mad at you. Honestly, we weren't well suited to each other. Thank you for the apology. You know what? I'm glad I met you, but honestly, I'm going a different direction anyway. I see Scorpio fully committing, even more so to this King of Pentacles that we saw. I think Scorpio is going to wind up married to possibly an earth sign, somebody who they could have already started a little bit of a flirtation, or maybe they are already sleeping with this person. But it looks like Scorpio is going to be able to close this chapter, maybe even give this person some peace and be like, hey, you know what? It's okay. I get it. You know what? We're in different places. I'm not mad at you. And if I hurt you, I'm sorry. But, keep on keeping on and doing that growth or whatever. I mean, I don't think that sounds a little rude. I don't think Scorpio is going to say anything like that. I just think that they're realizing this person was never at the same level that I was at as far as their maturity level goes. And I'm not going to be mad at somebody who's nowhere close to being able to offer a mature connection, and expecting them to be able to do something that they literally can't do yet would have been kind of unkind on my part. But I certainly see why we're not together. But if they want me to, have some last conversation with them so they can move on, that I can do that. I can be generous in that way. I think this is a big, confident pivot, though, where Scorpio's like, I'm really glad I'm dealing with a King of Pentacles, and I feel like a Queen of Pentacles. I feel like I'm stabilizing a relationship. In fact, having closure with this person of Scorpio's past could accelerate the relationship between Scorpio and this King of Pentacles. We got the Eight of Pentacles. This closure could also help this person from Scorpio's past to feel a little bit more like, you know what, that was super mature. I wished I could have been back with Scorpio, but you know what, we got this. I handled this in a mature way. I spoke to the person that I wish I hadn't messed things up with. They received my apology, and you know what, that actually feels good. That could encourage them to keep growing. I think everybody moves on because we actually have a polite and very mature human dialogue instead of leaving things ugly. And I think that honestly, this looks like a great message. I kind of love the fact that we are not having them get back together in this story. That's awesome. Raina, San Juanita, hi, hun. Hi, Tulip. Great to see you. Divinely guided. Thanks again, hun. And Dragon Night and Day. Thank you so much, Dragon Night and Day. Okay, that was the track. Hi, G. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. It's so fun to hang out with you. Yell Ruben. Hi, hun. Moon Pony. Absolute delight to see you. I know, happy Scorpio season, you guys. Fallen Raven. Hi, hun. So nice to see you. All right, you guys. Take care. I will see you again in a little bit later on. We'll do some other videos as well today, but lots of love, you guys. Take care. Bye for right now.